Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the shop. We're on the kayak. And I went to hook this up. I wanted to check voltage on this, make sure everything is alright. This right here was bought, and it wasn't cheap. They didn't give it away. 100% seaworthy, waterproof, salt waterproof, water connection, everything else. And when I went to look at it, this is what it looked like. So when I say, especially salt water, we know that. That's nothing new. When I say try to keep it as simple as possible, keep it as simple as possible. It didn't get much simpler than this, and it failed. But when I go back with it, it's going to be, I took somebody's word for this, that this was good to go. This was not good to go. So we will be doing something else with this. But anyway, here's a switch. It works good. I put these on an angle to hold it in, and I could tighten them up to give it a little tighter detent if I want to. It's going to go right here where the other switch was, and I'm going to have to clear a little way there, but I figured that. Probably just the screws, but that's alright. The holes are already drilled. That's where that's going to go. What we're doing now is we're running new wires. I had pretty heavy wire in there. You probably, in a time lapse, you saw me pull it out of there. We're going back with a wire like this. These are 214s. This is a 12. And it's going to be plenty good for what we're going to be doing. Now, what I'm going to want to do here, not saying it's going to work, I'm going to want to pull that wire through that orange hose right there. I didn't go with a clear one this time. I went with a opaque one. The clear one, I guess some of the moisture got on the inside, and it got kind of mildewed up a little bit. So we're going to see if we can pull this one off. And my wife asks me, of course, we don't hide nothing from one another, and she asked me why I got this in my shop. Hang on, I have this in the shop, and this is the reason why. It's non-reactive with plastics or rubbers or anything like that. We know that. And it's a good lubricant. So we're going to see if that works. It's better than buying 5 gallons of pulling compound, which is basically, I would think, about the same damn thing. So and it does make the job a little easier. Okay, so we're going to pull this back over. First, we're going to have to put this over that. I don't think we'll need lube for that. Now we're good. So now we're going to solder, and I'm going to trim these back a pretty good bit. Now you got to have enough to, it's going to do this, so you want to kind of keep it right about there. Okay, we got this tubing on, we've got our cable gland on, and then we got our big shrink wrapper, all of them. Now we got to get some shrink tube on to do the split that in the middle as much as possible, because this particular shrink tube here has got hot melt glue in it, and you want it to cling on to both sides pretty good. That silicone tubing, that can take a lot of heat. And you can see the hot melt glue coming out of there. And that'll seal that off really well. But something like this is not hard to repair if you do have some troubles. Yes, and that's going to be a good joint right there. All right, we're going to come back to
while
this.
we're at it.
Y'all probably remember this. I forgot to glue this one. Or it's not that I forgot to glue it, I made it so it didn't glue. So I could take it back out because this didn't absorb as much and I wanted to cut some of the epoxy off of it. And that's how we got water in it. So now we're gonna glue it this time. We're going to epoxy it on. So we're gonna use methylene chloride again. It makes for a really good degreasing agent. I've already roughed it up with a sanding pad. I'm going to clean this off. Wow. And it's always advisable to let this stuff evaporate completely out, which will take a very short amount of time to do before you run this motor, so nothing blows up. I'm going to try not to blow anything up, but it seems like the videos that people do blow stuff up get a lot of views. Mine don't. Oh well. Okay. Alright. That's squeaky clean there. Alright. Another thing that I want to bring to folks' attention: when you mix your epoxy, okay, I'm looking for something now and I can't find it. Really anything, it doesn't matter. A piece of wire will be fine. It doesn't take a whole bunch of anything. Get me a little piece of aluminum here. You see on some videos where people will compare other products of epoxy to, you know, different makers and what have you. And I made mention to a couple of sites that do this. I say, if you don't weigh the epoxy, you're not going to get the ratios right. So you're going to be probably giving somebody, some maker of a product, a bad review, because different epoxies, you know, a part A or part B, just like this JB Weld, is different thicknesses. So you see how liquidy that is. So if you pour them out there and you're going by the slump, if you ever did concrete or you know anything about concrete, a slump test, you're not going to slump properly, and it's just not going to work, and you're not going to get a good test, and you're going to give somebody a bad review that probably didn't deserve it. So one of these little scales, I'm not sure what this one cost. I quote prices sometimes, but you got to remember I bought this stuff years ago. This little scale at Harbor Freight, it is not much. Trust me, if you go in there and you think somebody thinks, if you're worried about somebody thinking you're a drug dealer by buying this scale, trust me, drug dealers got better scales than this. This will work fine for epoxy though. Okay, so we got this done. It's cooled down. I put a pin through here. This was a piece of, when you buy the lattice work, the plastic lattice, they got connecting pieces, and then they've got, this is one of the connecting pieces, and there we go. One of the connecting pieces, I screwed it down with a couple stainless steel screws, put a pin in it. Props are not down, nice and secure. All right, so moving on, we got to get our cord back up through here. We need to put one of these in here. Not there because that's where the battery goes. We can put it right here, or we can put it back over here where I can reach to it with it. So that's probably what we're going to do. So we're going to find the right tap. That's going to tell us the right bit. So I'm going to say, that's the right thread makeup right there. Okay, and that's what, 1/2 inch, 3/8. All right, let's get one size. Is that 1/2 inch? That's 1/2 inch, way too big. So 3/8 is what we want. So I'm wondering, because seeing as how we got a drill on an angle, all right, now so we got the threads, the proper threads in there. I believe in this stuff right here. I just had good performance with it. No endorsement. I haven't done tests like some people do on epoxies and silicones and stuff. Never done any tests. I just know that it works really good for me. I've tried several other brands. I don't like it because it's silver. I like it because it sets up good on plastic. Alright, did we make it all the way up here? Yes, we did. Alright. Alright. So now we're going to try to fish it in this hole, which is not going to be easy because you don't have much distance right here. That's all right if it pushes that out. That is totally fine. All right. That's positive. That's good copper wire. What's got me interested Let's say you take a motor like this. What I was wondering, just wondering, so this is positive. So seeing as how we could look and see ooh. Uh-oh. That's backwards. That's the right way. Now how many RPMs is this? 3,200 RPMs. Okay, let's hook that up to a battery and see what it sounds like on the battery. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff here. I'm seeing windmill. I'm seeing a little two-stroke RC boat motor. Are they going? I can't tell, but that sounds like a little bit. But that's 3,200 RPMs. Those little boat motors push that thing up to around, a stock one will push it up around 12,000, 13,000. I'm thinking that motor would fit right here. Cut this out. 5-inch rails is what the RC boat motors go on. You can buy a stock one for $140, a cheapie. You don't need an expensive one. So that's 4.5 inches. You got enough room here to put it in there. An expansion chamber right out the side. Water cool it all the way out. And it'll be so quiet you'll never hear it. And then you're talking about a gallon of gas all day long. Or come right up here with a windmill, and there you go. I wonder where I'm going to go with this.